Hi and welcome. Today I'm going to show you how to plant some soybeans. They're really high in nutrient, so it's a really good crop to grow if you have any space. So the first step to do is to get some really good potting soil and then get the soil really wet and then get your potting tray. I use a wooden potting tray that I just made, or you can use any trays that you have available. Then I put some oak tree leaves at the bottom to help with fertilizing the seedlings very slowly and add some organic matter. Then I got the potting soil wet before putting in the seeds. And these are the seeds, and I got them from Kitasawa Seed Company. They are non-GMO, and the seeds are actually kind of big. So the first thing I did was I poke a hole into the soil with a pencil, and then I put a seed in each hole. They were 1 inch apart or so. And here's the package and the company I got the seeds from. They are non-GMO, which is great. I can save the seeds. Once you've planted all the seeds, you can give it a good watering and make sure you label it. And I usually put the name, the date, and the number of seeds that I planted. In a few days, they're going to start sprouting, especially as it gets more warm in the season. And at about 14 to 21 days, they're going to start shooting up pretty quickly, and they're going to look somewhat like this. Soybeans are a warm season crop. They like to grow between 68 Fahrenheit and 86 Fahrenheit. Depending on where you live, you can start them early spring or late summer, early fall if you're not in a freezing zone. And before planting the soybeans, I prepare the raised bed. I did double digging because my soil is very clayey. I dug down about 12 to 18 inches down and I forked the soil. I also added some soil sulfur and worked it in on the top of the raised bed. And I added sulfur because that's what my soil test recommended. And once the soil was prepared, I went in and planted the soybeans about 6 inches apart. So I just make a little hole and then I make sure that the roots are nice and straight. And I just pull the soil around them and tap it down just very lightly to make sure that the roots make good contact with the soil. Now, you don't want to wait too long to plant them because if not, you're going to end up with big, long roots, and that's not what you want. And if you end up with long roots, the best thing to do is just give them a trim. For example, this one's very long, so I just take the palm of my hand, and you want the root to be the length of the palm of your hand, and then just rip off anything that is longer than that. And this is how it should look. And this one is about ready to be planted. And then I just continue planting them 6 inches apart until I fill up the raised bed. After you transplant them, you want to check on them, make sure that they're not wilting and that they have enough water. Then I added some alfalfa meal to help with the soil. This was the recommendation that I got from the soil test. I also added some compost to help the soybeans. And about 3 months later, the beans were ready to harvest. I grew these beans to save the seeds so I can grow them next season. You'll know that they're ready because the shell will be brown. Also, if you shake them, they're gonna make a rattling noise. You don't want to wait too long if you want to save the seeds. If it gets too hot into the season, the pods are gonna start opening and they're gonna look like this, and the seeds are just gonna spread out nearby. And these are the seeds I was able to save this season. I'm definitely going to be planting them next season, maybe this fall as well. And it's such a fun crop to plant, very easy to grow, and I would highly recommend you giving it a try and saving your own seeds or just eating them. Thank you so much for watching and happy gardening.